Alrighty. So, now that we have all of Shifra, at least this part done, let's head back to the surface. Should I do the Kaled dungeons? I should. They're not that difficult. We're well leveled. Do I have... I don't. Yeah, we're gonna have to hit the merchants. Because I need the bolus for rot. I cannot really do the rune, uh, the pouch for runes, or for the talisman without it. And I don't remember which vendor it is. Not you, and those are not worth $2,000. So then it's down to you. If it's not you, then I don't know where to go. Because I don't remember what vendor it is. Then I have to cheat and look it up.
Trade again.
Yeah, I don't have a clue. Because if it's not you, it's not you. Ooh, could be you.
Unusual in this age.
And it's not you either.
Have a safe journey.
Oh, so it's actually back down in Schaefer River. Okay. Oh, yep, I know where it is. The second I read where you start from, and it says like, oh, it's on a corpse, I'm like, I think it's that one. Because I knew it was somewhere, like, familiar. No, not that one. Okay, I actually have to relook at the wiki because I thought that was it. Oh, that one. Okay, so now we're good. Because that was critical. How many can we make? No, we can make more. I was about to say 5. No, we just have to go to the church and there's like 4 to, I'll say like 8 plants here. Okay, I was kind of hoping Magma Shot would do a little bit better, but that's on me. Hello. How are you doing? And my prediction was kind of right. It is like 8 plants out here. I'm doing pretty good. I'm waiting for the big update for Vintage Story. That hasn't dropped yet. I'm hoping. Do I know Higgs? No. I do not know of a Higgs. Why do you ask? One of this Fortnite because that sounds familiar now that you say that. I think I've heard the name mentioned before. I just can't remember the context. Because I think I've heard it mentioned with like Tifu and guys like that. Because it sounds. How do I comment? Yeah, he plays with clicks. Yep, there we go. That would because I've heard of clicks, and that would make sense if he's played with him. That's yeah. Because I want to say it was I heard the name mentioned for like a tournament one time. Oh boy, I'm gonna need those boluses. Oh, he's this duo. That would explain it. Now, do I have gear that gives me better immunity? I do not want to use these for the immunity. I'm trading damage poorly then. Oh, those are heavy load. I am wearing my best immunity gear. That doesn't bode well. Best duo in the world besides Peterbot and Polo. Okay, now those are names I do not recognize at all. Oof. I should have got something with quick step. I can use the dagger. I'm not too pleased on that, but not exactly in a position to complain. Uh, Soap. The one-time soap is useful. I might look them up. Oh, is that the right way? No, but I want whatever's there. Oh god, that build-up. That build-up is painful. Go, go, go! My talisman is not doing enough to recover lost health for this. I am in a... I'll be fine, I'm just not in a happy position. All that for the summoning pool. Can you be one shot? Please say yes. No. Of course. And that dagger puts me at fat rolling. Oh, that sucks. I have to, like, flip this on and off. Up. Nope, nothing there. I feel like Peter Buddy's the best pro. Let's say he's widely considered. I always find it funny when it's like the top people in anything, just because the argument of who is the best always feels goofy. Because it's either someone is head and shoulders above everybody else, or it's everybody's on like the same kind of tier, and it just boils down to who's your favorite. Like I remember that with like COD pros, and it was always funny because it's like all these guys statistically are kind of the same, but you'd have people who are like, "No, Scump's the best," and I'm like, I, I think we're all kind of on the same level here. Let's not overinflate egos. Oh, I forgot Poison Man. Take me by the hand, lead me to the land that you understand. Stop it. Oh, they actually get the... I've never been poisoned around them. I never knew that if they inflict poison, they actually get the damage up that you can get from their armor. Neat. Play this game for all these years and I still learn things. Oh, I'm not looking forward to farming the Gelmir staff. That is just going to be painful. The time investment's going to be brutal. Bonk. Bonk. Yeah, Venomous Fang. It's a good weapon. I can't lie. I can't sit here and be like, oh, it's okay. People use it for a reason. I want to say I have this on my arcane build. Hang on, you do get quick step, but I think you're as heavier than a dagger, so I don't benefit. Uh, do we wanna? We'll summon Angval, but I think he's gonna die just to raw rot effect. I may suffer the same fate. I would like all my health back, please. Now to help and be a nuisance. Yeah, I was carried. Now I can get way more, well, not really way, I think it's 15% more runes. Sucks to get rid of Sacred Dew Talisman for a bit, but I am going to need faith, and a good chunk of it, if memory serves correctly. Yeah, for Rykard's Rancor. Because that's my next eventual goal. But I want to get through Rhea Lucaria, jump over, do all that, and I'll need the levels. Oh, I knew you'd do it. Are you? Yep, I thought this was the dungeon that's actually hidden under that. I like that. I think that's cool. Up all the goop boys. God, look at that. Death's Poker remains undefeated. I think I can dart that guy. Let me see. Once we get through you, which I think fire should do this easy. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you. Yeah, go get him. Hee hee, firebomb fight. I don't think they're even in range of each other. Whatever, not my problem anymore. That's a problem for future me to deal with. Alright, that should... Yeah, everyone in the room. Yippee! I knew it. I was gonna say there's someone around the corner. Thought he would wait a little bit longer, but why not? Nobody up top. I am actually going to sit and passively heal a bit. Even though I have full flasks, I don't want to waste them. Waiting on the goop boys. Really wish this spell had a little more of a direct line on it. Oh, crabs. Oh, if I really wanted to min-max this, if I was being smart, we'd offhand... I mean, I can just do it this way. Offhand the Serpent God's sword. Min-max that as much as possible. Ooh, I know you're not the only one in here. The question is where? Yep, right there. I want my good shield, so I can just offhand that and heal. But I think that's in the capital. No. Go crazy. Hang on, do these cost FP to throw? Yeah. That kind of sucks. Very little, but... I don't know, I don't think they're good enough to warrant FP costs. Our fancy imp head. You can just stay down there. I think I do have to go down there, though, so... Yep, and then we drop down, go back through the goop boys. And I do not remember who's here. So, Engval, you're our fallback. Ah, double burial watchdog. Um... Okay, I want to test something. I think this works. I just don't remember 100%. Yeah. Worth it for the runes, not worth it for the ash. I think if there was a named Mad Pumpkinhead, that'd get a lot more traction, at least for me. Just because Pumpkinheads can knock down, bleed, their head will tank hits. Alright. Should get. You know what? I'll even spend the moment looking it up. How much faith do I need? $18. Okay, not bad. Ah, 24 for Sword of Night and Flame. That's a little too rich for my blood at the moment. This is already such a big deviation for one spell. Two. Actually, how much do I need for... I need 24 regardless. Alright. Ooh, I think I can get the tree. Because I didn't take down this Erd tree avatar. I didn't. This is easy money. Except if I just eat 2 shots for being greedy. That's fine. Not too far away. I was dumb and just really wanted to get that ghost flame off. I'm gonna do it. I think I need to do the prep work a little bit better. All those hit the tree. We swoop around back. Oop. Oh, I didn't have enough FP in the first place. Well, Angval, you did your best. Honestly, just going for the magma shots is probably a better play. Dead. That'll be 5,000, I'll say. Because you shouldn't be that much. 11, okay. Ooh, Flame Shrouding Cracked here would be good. Because that will give me better fire damage. Which means Magma Shot will perform better. But do I give up? Uh, giving up a temporary boost to stamina is probably better. I almost wonder. No, I think this is a better play. Because I was going to say, oh, I could just do magic damage, which is what a lot of my stuff is, but for some bosses, that's not really going to benefit. Get some easy runes off him. Yeah, look at that. A direct impact with all three is 600 and what, 45? Yeah, because it's 215 each. Quick maths. And you pay out 2,000. What kind of sucks is if I wanted to, I am better off farming vulgar militiamen. Because they're like 1,000 some odd runes each. And at this level, I think I could probably just like rock sling a couple times and get each one killed. I know for a fact most inefficient method is if I go to these zombies. Even though there's a lot of zombies, I think they drop like 60 each. The efficient trick was to use a celebrant weapon with the white lure effect to try to farm just a ton out of them. But it was still super bad. Which is a shame, because this would have been really cool. I think I would have actually been like the guy who discovered the farming technique, but nope, sucks too hard. can't even argue for the loot. It's just mushrooms. I could fight that dragon, but I do not think I'm leveled for it. I don't think I'm strong enough for the Divine Tower. But I know there's some other pretty meh dungeons in the area to clear. There's the fort. I forgot about the fort. It holds, I think, nothing of value. I really think there's nothing of value in here. It's pretty dead. Tragically. But there is a cave below. There's the ruins right there. There's probably some value to like fighting every one of these dudes individually. It's just also a lot of guys to fight. Oh yeah, the Radon Archer. Yeah, homeboy has gotta go. I want to say there's also a scarab around here. Oh, there. That's just a normie. You get healing scarab, not an important scarab. Yeah, at this point I feel like I have to just try to clear everything. At least we're close to another level. Oh, I can also go do the, trying to think here. The fight under Limgrave. I forgot about that. Yeah, like the whole reason that Roger was there. Oh, yep, there's the scarab running around over there. I think the strategy there is I'm just going to use Death's Poker. Because a well placed Flame Path will nuke him instantly. Oh, screwed that up. Kind of. I know it invalidates the whole threat of this, but I wish it was easier to kill the guy driving it. He's just hanging out. Oh boy, I don't remember the pathing of this. And I really don't want to fight you. So I'm going to go hit the point of grace. Please let me just rest. I know those dogs can be staggered, but I just hate fighting them. Okay, so you come this way. I'm just gonna wait then. Even though I think this is Flame of the Redmanes, which is actually a really good weapon art. I just don't remember. But I want to say it is, because you can get Flame of the Redmanes pretty early, and it has way too much stagger. Yep, Flame of the Redmanes. We rest, go up the right side, and we can hit the castle. Ooh, we can level. To be fair, it will be nice to be able to use like Ancient Death Rancor and even normal Rancor Call. They're good spells. And I think that'll let me use Prince of Death Staff if I really want to. I usually use it because it's Intelligence Faith. It does feel kind of cheap using it just because it's my every build, but it's good. Okay. Now I gotta go hit him again. Could he have picked a more inconvenient spot? And I think this is the lion. Yep, it's the lion. Because then we scale up here, and I can hang out up top and just sling stuff. There should be Flame grant me strength. Which, if I was running a Faith build, would actually be really good. Because it boosts fire damage, and then I'd just use that Magma Shot or Rykard's Rancor and do even more damage. I feel like this is going to turn into a slightly Faith-based build. It's just too good to not use. I always feel like a bum doing this, but it's efficient. And dead. Man, I remember when if you like stance broke someone by breaking their shield or their block, it was instantly open for a critical hit. God, that was stupidly powerful. You know what? Chase me across the narrow bridge. I dare you. I love how blocking apparently stops magma from burning you. Seems like some straight up Calvin Ball style rules, but what do I know? I'd love to wear that armor, but it is too heavy. I can guarantee that. Oh, the castle. Way out there. I was like, what are we looking at here, man? All I see is a cathedral and the weird rotted remains of giants. Which always feels weird, the way the scale of the world is. Because it's like, yeah, there's the flame giant, or the fire giant that we later fight, and there's these big guys. I'm like, okay, yeah. And then you look at the world and it's like, okay, that guy's enormous. This whole area would be like not even his house in size. Ah, no, it's not fast travel yet. There's more to be had. I'd like to get everything I can before leaving. Oh, didn't want to fall. Ah, I was like, there's a ladder here. I know there is, but where? So that's a lever. You know, I get the level design for this, but I kind of wish if they wanted to make this more of a boss fight, they would have forced you through that entrance. Because otherwise, you'd have bums like me who are just like, I'm just going to keep casting spells. Especially charge ones where I know I can force you to dodge first and then I just wait out your actual, like the actual hit. Which is, it's unfair, but this game is unfair, so weh. I'll use whatever moves I want to use. I thought there was more to this. Like that. 10 mushroom. Wahoo. Oh, the lever. Yay, now I can leave whenever I want. But yeah, this feels like it was supposed to be a boss fight, and then they changed their mind, because we even have the ability to summon. I feel like it would have been cool if we had gotten, like... I know people hated it in Dark Souls 2, but the NPC fights and have, like, a couple knights that are elites of Radon or something. Do that, or a discount Deacons of the Deep, or I think the Magus and Congregation fight. Something like those. Those worked. Oh, the shortcut. Yeah, the shortcut up to Redmane Castle. Which is cool, but if you also just wait until the festival, then the catapults aren't working. I'll at least get into Redmane, just so I can get the fast travel. I don't know if I'm going to clear it right this minute. I'd rather go do the fight in Limgrave. Ah, no. Nah, Flaming Strike's not that good. It does give you fire on your weapon. I just still don't think it's that good. Huh? Gold Rune 9, that's good. Ah, I'm just trying to think how far this is going to take me. I don't think there's a safe room or a site of grace on the walls. I know there's the one just before the boss. There might be one. There should be one before that. I don't want to go farming great dragonfly heads, but I'm probably gonna have to. Also, I think this place might be kind of dead at the moment. I want to say it's during the festival. Everybody spawns. Because I should be seeing a lot of people I can throw rocks at. Which makes this probably the best time to actually loot everything. Begrudgingly. I can't really hit those from here. I was really hoping I could get those lions out. And there should be a page who I am not looking forward to fighting. Okay, so I just can't thread the needle with a rock. Opens from the other side. You're ruining my plans here. I'm just gonna go rooftop then. I'm not gonna go down and try to fight those as a duo. Is it doable? Yes, absolutely. Their patterns are predictable. Do I want to? No. Didn't want to jump off, but you're coming to the end of that path anyways. Nope. That's just a stupid note that's like, oh, if only you can fit. Oh, behold, distracted, yep. I wish you could actually downvote notes and it actually meant something. Like, bad notes actually had lower chances of showing up. We are playing all the terrain games with this. You need to get closer. I wish I had the DLC Glint Blade spell that summons like 3 at once. I love how some of them, like that one and the Lightning Spear, are just like, hey, we know that these are kind of your staples, so we just made supercharged versions. Have fun. It's like, yeah, you are correct. These are the staples that everyone uses. Yippee! I'm out of magic. And there is an abductor right over here. Or not yet, that's another festival exclusive. Oh, when we go to Rhea Lucaria, we can actually get the other gravity spell as eyeballing. Ow. Rude, I was in my inventory. Trying to min-max. Yeah, none of it's open. That's a bummer. But I'll be able to just breeze through when the festival happens. Well, rest. I'm gonna hit that teleporter. I don't think it's gonna do anything, at least at the moment. Or is this the one that's on the other side of the bridge? Yep, other side of the bridge. Man, stumbling upon this for like the first time, if you didn't know about any of this, would have to be crazy. No, we haven't gotten any better fashion. Well, actually, we did. We did get the red main armor. It just is heavy load like everything else. So sadly, I can't actually wear it. More endurance is on the to-do list of things I need to grab. But I need the faith up. I think I'll just get to... I don't know, I should realistically get to the 24 because I'm going to need it. And that would let me get Sword of Night and Flame. That said, I could use it. Sword of Night and Flame is fun. I just don't want this to become just a Sword of Night and Flame run, but I don't feel like that's really a thing anymore. Ever since it got nerfed. God, it got nerfed very early. I think a little too heavily, just because it has two different weapon arts tied to it. Like, they'll nerf that to the ends of the earth, but then, like, Moonveil, they're like, yeah, that can remain stupidly powerful. Meanwhile, the Serpent Bone Sword is just garbage and languishes as a garbage weapon. Yeah, day one Elden Ring was fun. That's the thing I hate about Souls games is when they first come out, they are immensely fun because no one has a clue what's going on. A bunch of stuff is really strong. Bosses are still really new. And then pretty soon after, people min-max and figure everything out. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, this is the exact boss pattern. This weapon is meta. It loses that fun. And it's a shame because these are great games. Like, I always see people who are like, oh, I can do the Soul Level 1 runs, and it's always like Crag Blade on Spiked Fists. Because stagger breaking or poise breaking is so strong. And I can't fault people for it. It just kind of sucks because it's like, oh, okay, that's the trick. Aha, stupid bird. What's Caelid Catacombs? I don't remember what the bosses are in these dungeons anymore. It's been so long, and these all look the same. Like random room full of gunk. It's like, all right, yeah. The big thing is just not looking up everything, which is why like the only thing I'm willing to look up is the vendors, just because I do not remember where to get some of these cookbooks, and some are kind of needed. But otherwise, like I don't look up the boss fights or like, oh, what's this dungeon? It's like I'll remember it or I won't. Who cares? Oh, yep, big plant. Or like I'll look up stat requirements. I don't know how you got up there, skeleton, but I know it's nonsensical, but I wish the skeletons could rot. There is nothing back here. Yeah, and that's the thing, even bones decay, but in this, they're like, nah, you don't get scarlet rot. It's like, why though? Just do it, please. Yeah, I enjoy kind of going back into games just kind of roughing it off memory because it feels random then, which is something I really like about Night Rain is the randomness though. Having preset bosses for each night as like, you could have just gone completely random. Who cares? It would be fun. I missed something. Oh, yep, this is it. Yep. I remembered there was one of these pillars had that invisible wall, or the illusory wall. It's funny seeing the videos of the one catacomb in Night Rain, or not Night Rain, in Shadow of the Erd Tree, where there's a wall that doesn't have a collision. So people will keep being like, oh, it's an illusory wall, and they jump through, and it's just, you fall to your death. I fell to that pit as well, or that wall, and I was like, oh, that's a thing. And I should really upgrade these guys. They're really underperforming, or starting to. Leave me alone. Yeah, lava. I wonder how many kindred that summons. If it's just one, that's kind of meh. But if you could get two, I think that ash would be pretty solid. God, that was a really short dungeon. Yes, Horfrost Stomp was stupidly overpowered. That was it was fun, but it was crazy watching people do speed runs. And it was just like, yep, get Horfrost Stomp on the Ice Rind Hatchet, and then you just blasted through the game. Yeah, because it was that sort of Night and Flame. Those were the two big ones. I'm happy they didn't do some of the stuff they ended up doing in Night Rain, like the certain weapons, like the Marae Executioner Sword, gains strength for every kill as long as you don't rest. I remember seeing videos of people using that and one-shotting like Heal a Star and all the final bosses, and I'm like, what? I get the risk reward element, but I think this is a little too much reward, especially when you have certain encounters you can get to perpetually spawn enemies. I wish they had done more with Radahn's arena. It's such a big chunk of the map, and they're like, oh yeah, there's one dungeon like here, and then it's all empty after his fight. I get it, like Radahn's gone insane and he's just killing everything here, but I wish there was something more. It's so weird to see an area that's like, I would argue close to half the size, if not a little bit larger than half the size of the other playable part of Caelid, all empty, and nowhere else does that. Though I do feel like this spot was weird too. It's like, yeah, a poison gunk with some zombies and a big crab. It's like, okay, is that it? And they're like, yeah, yeah, it's just big rock. Yeah, remember pre-nerf Radahn? I feel like they honestly shouldn't have nerfed him just because the way this game is structured, you just don't have to fight him. Like, you don't have to fight him immediately. You could just go level. But if you're like, no, he's too tough, I'm like, just literally go anywhere else. Fight some stuff, come back. You can fight and have a fair fight then. You don't need to bring him down for what feels like no valid reason. I want my stupidly overtuned boss fight. And it's funny because I really feel like pre-nerf Radahn is still easier than doing like Promise Consort Radahn or uh, what's his name? The other major boss in Shadow of the Erd Tree, Serpent Boy. Like either of those, I feel like are more difficult. Or yeah, I think they're more difficult. And like their whole thing is just you feel like you're constantly roll spamming. Radano is just like, yeah, his attack pattern's actually not that bad. You never finished it. Yeah, I I really don't blame anyone for not finishing Shadow of the Erd Tree. I finally got around to beating it, and the character I did on was my main, so they were already on New Game Plus, and I'm just like it always sucks because you're at the end, and it's a series of fights where I just don't want to go back and do them again. I experienced them once. It's not like base game where it's like, hell yeah, I'll go back and fight anybody in base game. I think it's the shadow tree fragment grind is just annoying, combined with I really really hated doing the like spooky haunted forest. That was the worst experience. Like, oh hey, here's these immortal or invincible enemies who can only be beaten by parrying. It's like, really? I don't like forcing parrying in this game just because parrying, if you can do it, you just dumpster things. It kind of just feels like we're going back to, I think, like, what was it, DS3 with the Hornet Ring builds? That's probably my biggest complaint is Souls games, the parry system is just too strong for what it offers. Yeah, Dark Souls players are stubborn. Yeah, that's definitely the curse. Is it's I feel like that's a lot of players in games. Like broad spectrum though is people would rather hit their head against a wall for 4 hours than be like, oh, I guess I have to come back later. Or it's always I'm not bad or I don't have an issue. It's the game's fault. Which sometimes, yeah, it is the game's fault. Sometimes it's a overtuning or a balance issue or just a bug. But sometimes it's just like, look, we all got to get good. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm good at this game. I'll always kind of bust out my Souls cred and be like, yeah, I've played every one since Demon Souls at release, but I'm not going to act like I'm good. I'm not doing challenge runs. I'm not speed running. I'm just going through having fun. Yeah, reliable pairing does require a lot of mastery of an encounter. Like, you have to know, one, what can be parried, and two, just their patterns so well. I do like when some of the bosses, like, kind of a boss, but like the Crucible Knights, you have to do multiple parries to get a stagger. That's one I can definitely respect. It's like, oh yeah, you're grinding to get that locked in. I just hate parrying because I suck at it. It is funny when you'd see the PvP videos where some dude would use waterfowl dance, and then the other guy would just be like, no, and parry it instantly. It's like, yeah, that's always my biggest nightmare when getting invaded is some dude who knows how to parry. And those are the times I'm just like, nah, rot breath. Thankfully, I've never had someone smart enough to have the golden shield so that when I do that, they just block it and shoot it back at me. At that point, I'd just be like, I'm screwed. I have nothing else. Yeah, I skipped over Sekiro. I played it a little. A friend of mine had it. I was just like, it's not for me. I think it's a little too parry centric. One of my big thing, it's the same complaint I had about Bloodborne. Even though I love Bloodborne, no build diversity. Like it always kind of sucked playing Bloodborne. It's like, oh, you have these cool, like arcane spells of shooting tentacles out and being some Lovecraftian monster, and everything you see is like, oh yeah, you can do that if you buy the DLC. Otherwise, you just get like two options and they both suck. I'm like, man, let me just be a goofy tentacle caster man. Everybody being like saw spear build or the saw axe, it works, but it just gets boring seeing it for the millionth time. Or like I screwed that up. I locked on when I shouldn't have. But like when Bloodborne first came out, I was one of the people who used the axe just because the two hand was so broken and I just spin to win. I couldn't be bothered to learn the gun parrying. I eventually did. It's just it always felt strange to be like, "Oh, there's a guy attacking you. Shoot him to stop his attack." I'm like, "What do you mean shoot him to stop an attack?" I'm shooting essentially a musket ball at him. I think it should just stop him dead. I'm really interested to see what they're doing for Duskbloods. I'm not gonna get it just because it's a Switch game. I don't have a Switch. And I think they're raising the prices on Switch 2s again. I know the PS5, like next week, is getting $100 price hike on the base version, and Pro's getting 150. I'm like, nah, you're really pricing people out on these consoles. I can't sit here and they're getting bumped up too. Especially when I'd be getting it for like Duskbloods, maybe Animal Crossing, maybe Smash Bros. Oh yeah, the PS5. We're hitting 6 years now. 6 to 7 years, because I think it was 2019, like late 2019 into early 2020. Yeah, like it just kills me too, just how few games have come out, even on the PS4. Like this gen and last gen were not good gens. I always complain about it because like I firmly remember the PS3 and the 360 and how many good games there were. And then like PS4 comes out and I'm like, oh, we're gonna get like a Mag 2 or they're gonna port over Dust 514. We're gonna get another Killzone. They're like, hey, you are getting Killzone, but it's Shadowfall. It's worse. And you're like, oh, okay. Do we get like another Killzone after that? No, just Horizon. Like, okay. We got one new Infamous game, which Second Son was okay, but oh no, there was like a standalone DLC that was added on to Second Son that I can't remember. Man, we just did not get a lot. Nope, no summons for this one. I forgot. I forgore. You know what? I will take that. Because that damage was really nice. Yay, golden seed. Yeah, that's something that bugs me is how you can play all the old PS3 games through the stupid streaming service Sony has, but they just are like, no, we can't let you download whatever software we're using to run PS3 games. And I'm just like, why? I just want to play PS3 games again. Like, I don't want to sit here and re-buy these games just to play them on a new console. I just want to be able to play them again. It sucks. Yeah, it's wild when I'm seeing people with emulators on PC that do better than the service Sony offers. And I just hate the idea of like streaming a game perpetually. It's like it's gonna chew up bandwidth, or you're just essentially playing remote, which that was Stadia's whole thing. And I remember watching videos where people were like, "Oh yeah, so here's how bad the input lag is for Stadia," and they'd like hit jump, and you'd wait, and then the character would jump. I'm like, dude, you can't play anything with this. Just feeding more into never owning your games, yeah. And I've seen people try to justify digital only. They're like, oh, it's just people who can't let go of the past. I'm like, nah, dude, I just like owning my games. It's the same reason why I like having physical copies of books. This way I can actually hold the book. I can sit here and be like, yeah, this is mine, instead of holding just an e-reader. There's something there's something so much more to having physical, whether it's media or books or just anything like that. Plus, when it comes to like shows, there's so much that they just don't show on streaming services or they edit. A prime example I can think of is the cartoon Darkwing Duck. They only have the first two seasons. They don't have the third season, which was only like half of a season before it was canceled. So part of it just you have to have found a DVD set or those episodes don't exist anymore. And it's like, why? Why not offer this? Yeah, I've seen the stuff for Stop Killing Games because I remember Pirate Software threw a fit and him getting just belligerently butthurt tanked his career when all he had to do is be like, hey, I hope it works out. But instead, he had to sit there and be like, no, my time at Blizzard, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, sometimes, even if you don't agree with something, sometimes you just gotta be like, yeah, sure, whatever, and move on. But he just couldn't help but open his mouth. And yeah, like, I've watched a lot of Josh Strife Hayes' stuff because I like watching like him and Nerd Slayer Studios talk about MMOs. Like Nerd Slayer does all the death of a game stuff, and it's interesting to see. Sometimes they're missing information, and other times it's all 100% there. And it's like, yeah, they're good assessments. Yeah, I'm amazed when it comes to Pirate that I still see people make videos on that man. I'm like, I feel like we've covered this base pretty well, but people still go back to that well. But it doesn't help when you hear the stories of like him actually working at Blizzard and people being like, yeah, he didn't do anything. No one would like fire him or do anything because his dad is one of the original like, founders of the studio. I could not have rolled into every wrong move more efficiently than that. Ah, I think I can use the basic Rancor call though. Not gonna help, but it'll be fun. Nope, don't have enough faith. Ambush shard though. We'll try it. What's the worst that can happen? He says, knowing good and well the worst that can happen. Yeah, I think one of the biggest triumphs in terms of like this whole stop killing games thing isn't even a game that was affected by it, which is City of Heroes. Because there's the fan made server for it, and NCSoft owns the rights, and they more or less went to the devs and were like, hey, so we'll let you keep this running. You just are kind of under us now. And it was really cool because seeing that MMO get to live was nice. As opposed to like Star Wars Galaxies, where they're private servers, but you have to be super careful because Disney will drop on you like the weight of a ton of bricks. Which sucks because I miss Star Wars Galaxies. I miss the old days where everybody was making MMOs. A lot of them weren't good, but man. Yeah, I know parrying him is the easiest, and I'm just like, I'm not good. Okay, in what world do you get to hold your shield up and have it block behind you? Ah, oh, I knew you were going to input read that one. Can I please get out of here? Magma, go! Yeah, the best aspect of the Crucible. The premier Black Knife killer. I wish I wish Horns was useful in PvP, but people dodge it. I'd love to just juggle someone. It's always just so devious to just keep juggling bosses, and it's like, nope, you get to be in air jail for a while. 27 faith. Ah. Yeah, that's the sad part is all the Kickstarter scams. It sucks seeing like that's what the industry's kind of decayed into in some ways. Kickstarter scams, devs who just try to fight their audience, games that are more or less made by committee. I want to see someone use horns in PvP. I've never seen it done. Oh, I just remembered how broken Rivers of Blood was. Man, Rivers was fun, but that bleed build up. I'm amazed they let bleed just be a percent burst damage like that. I figured they would have gone like damage over time with heal reduction.
Ah, we meet again after all. I apologize for any offense given by my bearing, but I'm quite unable to move, you see. So, what do you need? The misshapen corpse on the Storm Veil. That is a sacred relic of the Black Knives plot, as that famed night of assassination is known. It happened during the golden age of the Earth. Someone stole a fragment of the Rune of Death from Malekith, and on a bitter night, that was the first recorded death, and it became the catalyst. I once wish the world has you'd better understand thy urge. This, I can scarcely believe you managed to get your hands on this. You recall our conversation about, they say the assassins who carried out the deed was a group entirely of women, arrayed. The knives they wielded, though, were in. Please. I'd love nothing more. Though only a fragment, traces of the one who performed half my body has been suffused. Ah, well done. Something to mark the... As you
Yay.
might have guessed, no need to be...
I really. Oh, is it Glintstone Pebble, the skill that's actually really good? I think it is, because I used to run that on Banished Knight Greatsword, because you'd hit a guy, and then I think if you followed up, you'd almost lunge to him. That was a fun trick to pull. Yeah, the common PvPer is very much a one trick. That's what I found even now. When I help people, I find people who invade, and it's just like one move. And if you chase them down, even with something like Rot Breath, you start chasing them down, and they just don't know how to counter it. And I'm like, my guy, hit me with a throwing knife or something. I'm not that strong, and my only advantage is I know how to just lock people into a tunnel because I always invade when I'm in a cave or I'm helping someone in a cave. And it's like, just bait me into a big room, close the distance, loop around me. That head does not turn fast enough. I I might pick up the Grafted Dragon eventually. I do wish it was bigger, though. I wish it was like a full arm. Otherwise, it just looks goofy having a dragon just on your fist. It's him. It's the poo poo pee pee man.
Have you ever felt the curse? The pox upon you? Apparently not. You are but a lad. You no longer. I've been along with.
Love how nobody's even phased by that. It's like, hey, there's just a pile of corpses and a creepy dude back there. Everyone's just like, he's just back there. It's fine. Don't question it. It's like, I'm sorry, I feel compelled to question it. That's not normal.
Divinity have mercy and grant me forgiveness. The road is yet long. God is not.
Greetings. Are you here for... I need to warn you, a little while ago, someone started lurking in the... And I
Yeah, she's the only one who's like, hey, yeah, there's a creepy dude in this place.
You should keep your... I know you're...
Yeah, we'll get some upgrades on those. Even though I should be saving.
Greetings. Are you here for...
Oh, it's so expensive. We'll do more later. Hugh.
I'll be doing much. Just lay out your...
Oh, I can upgrade it. Sweet. I need to give the, what is it? The forked spear a try again.
Back already, no matter.
That was a pretty cool weapon. Okay, so we got that done. Knocked out some of these. I still have to clear all that. Now, let's knock out the cave over here. Actually, no, we're going to do Carry a Manor. I have a fire spell I can deal with the hands. God, it was so fun playing this when it first came out. I remember a friend of mine, she was getting to this area, and I'm like, oh yeah, look out for the hands. And she's just like, what do you mean, the hands? I'm like, don't worry about it, just look out for the hands. And I got a message like an hour later, she's like, what the hell is with the hands? I'm like, I told you, look out for the hands. I love, like, FromSoft enemy design. They do such a good job. Stop it. Leave me alone, hands. No, get back here. Oh, it just has good magic negation. Kind of wish it had, like, frost buildup on a shield bash, but nobody does shield bashing. Every time. You know what? No. Chase me to the gate. If you want to palm my booty like a basketball, then you gotta come here. Didn't want to reset. Oh well. I needed it anyways. God, I love hitboxes in this game. Like, how many games let you actually do like that where they jump over you and it isn't just like one big cylinder hitbox? I remember seeing people talk about that. God, it was ages ago. But it was showing some hit where a guy literally did like a lean or something, or no, it was I think an arrow. He did an attack. He kind of hunched forward, and the arrow went right over him. I was like, yeah, it's that's from soft hitboxes. Whoop, nope, not that. We're just gonna run for it. I was hoping that was a little further out, but okay. The vulnerability to fire is so funny. Because it's just like, it feels like such a basic thing. Oh, there's a giant thing made of flesh. What should we do? I don't know, burn it. It's like, wow, who could have guessed? Flesh doesn't like fire. And that's everything down here until we can go up and start dropping down. No, I don't know why I even looked. The constant optimism of like, ooh, maybe I have a level. No, not yet. Okay, so four casts on that. Let's just magma shot. Yep, magma shot proving itself superior. Also, I think these guys have crazy magic resist. No. Yes. Yeah, we'll just go this way. Oh, I could have jumped from there. Okay. My mistake. Give me my unusable sword. I will say, no matter how bad they nerf the Sword of Night and Flame, it's still not as bad as the one you get. Can't show it up here at like Fort Saul. The death, like Shodel, cannot be as bad as that. Which is a shame that that weapon, as cool as it is just garbage. Because death is only a PvP effect. Never saw anyone use it. I saw it once. I saw it very early when people were first finding it in PvP. And then everybody stopped using it like right after, and I'm like, yeah, there's probably a reason. I think that is just Death Blight. It's the same thing with like the Death Lightning spell. Cool effect, absolutely terrible and impractical spell. Which is such a shame because I think it would never happen because it would go against how FromSoft does magic. But if it was more... best way I can describe it is more like Diablo-fied, where you have suffixes and prefixes, where you could have a spell that's like, oh, this is a death version. You could maybe introduce something. Or if they just expanded some of these spell categories to be more rounded out. Because you look at like glintstone and carrion magic, and it is just insane how many spells there are. And then other categories are like, yeah, you get 3. Like, what do you mean 3? Or in the case of the rock breaker sorceries, you get 2. Hope you weren't making any plans of using those. I just want more magic. I love having spell variety. It just makes being a caster so fun. I think there was a mod someone made that actually, oh god, it's one of the big Elden Ring mods that reworked Madness and Deathblight to be usable. I remember looking at it once because it was I can't remember who it was. There was a video going over them. Was it? Might have been Iron Pineapple? Iron Pineapple or somebody. It wasn't Distortion, but it was somebody went over them, and they're like, "Hey, here's another 3 like Elden Ring mods." No, it wasn't. It wasn't Pineapple. It was someone else. That's gonna bother me that I can't remember. But yeah, they went through it, and I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." No, I need one more. I was really thinking I could get a new flask, which would be cool. I do wish like Miyazaki and FromSoft would take a good look at those mods though and be like, oh, we can integrate these better. Because I'm trying to think. No, there's always been a status effect in each Souls game that isn't a PvE related one because of like petrification or curse. Which petrification, that should have been one that fit. That was the coolest idea, and there's like, it's only against you. Yeah, I haven't watched Lobos in a while. Last thing I saw of his, it was a while back, was the playthrough of Lords of the Fallen. Which that game, talk about a change of pace from the original. I played original Lords of the Fallen, and I was just like, this does not feel good in the slightest. He's just standing there, menacingly. Oh god, he's not menacing. He quickly shifted from standing to not standing anymore. God, trying to fight him from here is so awkward. I'm just gonna go back down and hit him in the legs with rocks. Yeah, he took it personal. It's like, oh god, no, please. I'm a small boy. Yeah, I saw people talk about that Elden Ring Bloodborne mod. Looked interesting. I love how many times people are finding ways to either mod Bloodborne stuff into other games or just expediting the means in which they port it. I think now people get it running on PC at like 60 FPS. Meanwhile, Sony's just like, nah, we're still gonna let it sit on PS4. Sequel? Never heard of it. Which just kills me. Every year, every event, people are like, oh, maybe we'll get Bloodborne. You see in every chat for the live streams, Bloodborne when? And Sony's just like, nah. Just pay Miyazaki the money that he wants, and you will get the $1 billion+ you think you won't get from the game. The demand is there. Yeah, DS2, people give Dark Souls 2 way too much crap. I think it was a good game. Yes, the whole how it worked with like iframes was weird, but I think as a whole the game was solid. Yeah, people definitely leaned into the memes a little too hard with it. It's kind of like the old PS3 has no games meme. I always hated that one because I was like, they they did though. The only time they really didn't have a lot was at launch, and that changed pretty fast. And this is coming from me. I had a 360, and I still was like, yeah, there were some good games on PS3. I always sound like a grumpy old man when I'm like, kids with the damn memes, but it sucks because people people buy into them a little too much. Some kind of memes that have happened are completely understandable, like people calling all these different games like Concord 2, where it's like, yeah, calling a game Concord like has become its own like genre and fitting. Like they're practically like the corporate slop art style, just applied to video games. Ooh, we have another level. Good to see. Please tell me I've been wearing the. Okay, it's like, please tell me I've been wearing the scarab correctly. Yeah. For a second, I was wearing the gold. I need the silver. I'm like, that one I think is discovery. But if it's I'm wrong, I'm gonna be really mad. But nope, I'm right. I'm amazed they never did mimics for this game. But I also understand they became so common that it was like a staple of Souls games that not having a mimic felt it feels fitting because that's like the standard expect the unexpected to be like, oh, you're expecting mimics now, so now you don't get any. Yeah, like Bloodborne, it would have honestly, I think it would have taken away from the experience by adding mimics. I miss Chalice dungeons though; those were so cool. I've I've been waiting. I'm like, come on, FromSoft. I know you got it in you. Bring them back. You know, fix the system up so it's easier to team up with friends. I would love to do Chalice dungeons with the homies, especially if we get good build diversity, like in something like this. Oh, I would nonstop do Chalice dungeons. But then you have the question of what is the incentive to keep people doing Chalice dungeons? Do you do, Bloodborne style random loot in the slot? Or like the slots in your weapons? That could be a thing. You would have to retool the upgrade system, and I don't think people would really like that. I think people are pretty set in stone with how things are now. You could do, like I've said before, a Diablo-esque prefix-suffix type deal, where weapon arts, or it's not even like how weapon arts you can get like the quality, heavy, all that. It's just the weapons come base as something, which could work. It's just there's not a lot of incentive considering the upgrade system already lets you pick and choose what you want. And having them locked would be it would be a choice. I just don't know how well people would take to it. And that's really the big thing at the end of the day is will people accept it or will people just be like, nah, this is stupid, this is weird, get rid of it. Because change can be good and change can be really bad. I mean, on top of that, like, you can have a great idea and just how it translates or how it's made can be terrible. I didn't know that would work. Forgot you get a sword. Yippee! Now we get to go down to Celavis's creepy basement. I'm trying to think if I need to do... I think I need to do Selen's quest line to a certain point. I don't think I need to complete it. Mostly I just want to get Shard Spiral. Engvall, how are you still here? You're not even on my list. There, now he's gone. Bro was just hanging around for the sake of the fight. Yeah, her quest line with like the Graven mages and stuff. I guess I'm not shocked, just like with Alexander's storyline. It's a Souls game, nobody gets a happy ending. No matter how much you want characters to even just have an ending where it's like, yeah, they kind of just ended up in the same position they started in. These games are like, nah, you don't even get that.
Oh, again we cross. I believe I said it pleases a tarnish. I have no reason in intriguing. Wilt thou enter? I am the witch that I might won well. I see thou art a real, but I require it. I anticipate. Good, there is. I would have thee join him. I have called for and heed not their peculiarity. I am sure the other. Speak without needs. It hath been
No.
a passing.
Oh yeah, we have to talk to Celavis. Him and his creepy doll fixation.
Oh, so you were the one. Lady Rani has explained everything. Again, I am Miji, the Karian royal family's dedicated. I'm told that I will give you.
Blythe. Glad to have you in the service. Well, I'm still in Limgrave, the eternal city of Nocra. I'm planning to go below through the well in the Mistwood. See if I can't find the road to Nocron from.
I see. You must be Rani's new hireling. Yes, I am. I don't know what it is, but since we have the I ask that you kindly. I resume and pay me. Should you? If it were up to me, I would. But who am I?
Yeah, now I'm trying to think for Celavis's quest line. There's a way you can play it so that you get Dung Eater, but you also get his gear, because otherwise I think it locks you out of getting his gear. I'm just trying to remember how you do it. Because I want to get Sword of Milos, because that's a solid weapon.
Ah, I shall soon. And it will be this doll's, but still, I look forward.
Okay. Because, like, Sword of Milos is the perfect caster weapon. Bleed, FP on kill. That's about it. Like, I use it with the Discus of Light, and that has such cheap FP costs, I make FP on kill. Yeah, Celebus's quest, I I only do to part of it because I just don't think it's that good of a quest line. Because I did it to completion, and I was just like, oh, that's how it ends. It's one where I just, like I said, I get to the point where you either get uh, Nefeli Lu as a summon or Dung Eater, and then I'm like, yeah, that's good enough.
Well, you took me at my word. Did you not realize?
I do like his
I was
hat, though.
being polite? Oh, you provincials never cease to amaze. I suppose you're here now. Perhaps I'll give you something to do. I'd like you to find a woman. Even you can. Good. Now I shall have. Find Nefeli. I expect. I've no time. The only thing Are we I have enough.
Yeah, because now I think at this point you can either give it to Nefeli. Oh, I'm trying to think how this goes. Because I think you can either give it to her now, and she either acknowledges what it is, or you can just like ignore what he says, and then when you find Dung Eater in the sewers, you can give it to him. Oh, that's where we get Blythe's mask. Now I just look like a werewolf. I will say the one thing this game is missing is it doesn't have a moment like Dark Souls 3 when you're doing the who is it? Oh, it's the Yorm the Giant, his boss fight when you have is it Sigbard or Sigmire? Whichever it is, the Katarina Knight when he shows up with Storm Ruler for you, where and he helps you. Like that's such a badass moment, and this game just doesn't have that moment in it, which is a bit of a bummer. Especially when Alexander is kind of the stand-in for the Knights of Katarina that always show up. Except he just gets a worse ending than any of them. I miss my onion nights. Ooh, frozen armament. La-di-da, we got that, and we got chilling mist. Yeah, we've gotten a lot since I last checked. The butt slam, one of the greatest moves ever. Oh yeah, Glintblade Phalanx, that's on Roger's rapier. I was like, what is this on right now? I kind of wish stuff like Gravitas had an effect based on the weapon. So like Colossal Greatswords might have a bigger range. But I also get that would absolutely break some weapons. Probably something like Ultra Greatswords, where you'd have a bigger range, you stab down and yoink everybody in. Or it would have been nice if like uh, the repulsion version of it was an alt ability, so you'd R1 or R2, depending on if you want to push or pull. One, to condense the abilities down, and two, because it'd be cool for PvE to be like, everybody to me and everybody away. And just throw everybody back. Ouch. Yo, Engval, ignore the small wolves, help with the big wolf. Thought I could catch him. Oh, we should have the, I think it's Aiden? Aden. I think that's who's in the Ever Jail. I want to say that's a stupidly easy fight, too. Yeah, Katarina survives all of Dark Souls, which can only be said about them. I'm trying to think what else. To a degree, like the Dragon Slayers, but DS3, it's kind of... Is it really the Dragon Slayers, or is it just their armor? And considering it went from, hey, look at Ornstein's armor, isn't it dope, to the Dragon Slayer armor where it looks busted as hell. I don't know about surviving. I think it just kind of made its way that far. At least Smo's armor gets to survive, so you get to go through DS3 with crazy thunder thighs. I really wanted that armor to show up in this, especially with the ground slam, because then I could just be a really fat man slamming onto people. Huh. I guess I forgot you can get that armor here. Let's go do that Everjail. It calls to me. Actually, do I have... I do have keys, cool. Last thing I need is to show up and be like, no, I actually can't do it. Don't even need it, it's already open. Neat. Okay, let's drink that. We'll try Magma Shot. Oh, it's an Onyx Lord. Then where is the Everjail I'm thinking of? Oh boy. Oh, meteorite. That's not a bad one. But now I'm just confused because I thought that was a different spot. Now I gotta pull up the map because there's that one. There's that one, which we did. There. That's the one I'm thinking of. I have to make my way, I think, from here. We'll run that quick. Because I think that guy uses, like, flame giant magic. I need to grab that plant. Yeah, that's one thing I saw. Someone did a quality of life mod that made it so if you run by plants, you just auto-pick them. And I was just sitting there thinking, man, I really wish we had that. Didn't realize. I guess I knew, but I didn't remember there's a flame cult camp here. God, I love just the scenery in this game. It just looks so good. I had a feeling this was another vulgar militia spot. Good thing they're really bad at their job. Yeah, Adon, Thief of Fire. Wow. Yeah, we were supposed to fight him way earlier. Yeah, Flame of the Fell God. That's what he has. Yeah, oh my god, he got flattened. I know Ghost Flame is good, but it shouldn't be that good. And I know that's a miracle, so that's out of our reach. Very far out of our reach with 41 faith. Yeah, I think that was one people would use against Melania. Because she would dodge the initial cast and then move in, and it would just float next to her and explode. I love how often you can do that with the AI, just trick it into dodging nothing.
Not
I know that's supposed to be a like a bow for his musical instrument, but the little hand just says it's a big back scratcher. Ah, I forgot to do the cave that I was gonna do the whole time. Oh, and there's also the Blood People. Good enough title. Can't remember what they are exactly. I just know it's the like recusants and stuff. But I am going to call the stream here for tonight. I think we got a lot of progress done. I will be back tomorrow playing Jurassic World Evolution 2. And then next week, usual Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But yeah. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the like button. Helps out the channel a lot. Lets me know what you want to see. Also, if you haven't, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Lets you know when my videos go live, when I go live on stream, all that stuff. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow.